What's up, everybody? Cappuccino behind the scenes here of our brand new episode, first pilot of Midlife Unhinged with Mary and Cari. Listen, if you like what you see here today, go to the old YouTube box, 216 Creator Studios. Like, share, subscribe. Ding that bell for the future notifications. We appreciate the support. Feel free to leave a comment if you like it. Feel free to leave a comment if you don't. We always want to improve our podcast here at 216. Mary and Cari are in the house. Mary, set us off.
Hey, everybody. This is Mary.
And my name is Cari.
We are two
peas in a crazy midlife pod.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So why are we here today?
So we had this amazing idea after we got out of the Michael Jackson Thriller movie to put together a podcast.
Yeah.
We just felt this nostalgia in watching the movie, you know, from one of our favorite decades. And then we decided to put together a podcast and really try to aim towards our midlife friends, our very best friends or soon to be, and kind of relate to them and what they're going through and all the changes of midlife.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for anybody that knows me in town or knows what I've been doing for the past 10, 11 years, my whole goal has been the midlife, right? The midlife
Definitely.
movement. It's been us hinged, unhinged, going through all cycles of perimenopause and menopause, and just, you know, listening to my community of women with all the struggles that they have with the
Definitely.
symptoms. You know, some of them are skating by, but most of them aren't. And it's such a space that I believe is fortunately now starting to get light and
Right.
being talked about with some functional med, you know, doctors and practitioners, especially in the social media
Mhm.
world, which is exciting. But I still feel like we come, you know, we're products of the generation before us, our parents, our moms, who they didn't talk, you know, it was taboo. They didn't talk
Not at
about
all.
anything. I mean, you know, just
Right.
trying to talk to my mom about, like, you know, reproduction and getting my period and all things was just like, you know, they don't really want to talk about it. And now we're, you know, getting into that perimenopausal and menopausal space. And they definitely, like, there's a huge wall there. And so
Right.
we're trying to figure it out. And we have
Mhm.
nothing, you know, nothing behind us to go, oh, okay, so this is why that happened. And so I think for me, I've just been trying to shed light on everything, trying to be as authentic from my own experiences, because, you know, I love to tell a story.
Yes, you do. You can tell a good story.
I try. So honestly, I mean, I think we're just here to help them navigate the
Mhm.
best that we can through our experiences, being able to have us in our 50s just come on and be like, hey, babe, you know, don't feel isolated, that we're going to help you, because we're going to talk about everything. I mean, there's going to be
off
nothing.
limits.
Nothing
Right.
off the table.
We are coming unhinged.
Yeah, as we are called, midlife unhinged.
That's
So
Right.
yeah.
Why don't you just tell the listeners a little bit about your background and who you are, what you're about?
Who am I? All
Who
right.
are you?
Who am I? Oh my God, there's so much. There's so much in this, like, world of mine, because I've,
Complex.
you know, I've gone through recreating myself over and over, as you have witnessed. But you know what? I am 58, and I'm on the post side of this menopausal cycle, which is amazing. I knew early on, which you and I talked about when I first met you, the gymnastic arena has been part of my world since I was 7 years old, competitive for 11 years.
Mhm.
Knew that I was not going to be able to do the traditional route with school and all things, because, you know, I wanted to hightail it out, go to gymnastic practice, and just, you know, do merry things. So followed that, had a dream of owning a gym, being a hairstylist to the stars, you know, all
Mhm.
things entrepreneurial. Interestingly enough, considering I sucked as a student, right? But no, to later in life find out that didn't matter, you know, that I'm going to
Right.
follow my passion. I was fortunate to have some people support my ideas and
Mhm.
just the headspace that I was in. And here I am in my business, gosh, almost 9 years of the
Wow.
midlife movement, you know, work with men and women, but as you know, just helping transform not only them physically, mentally, a lot of mindset training, nutrition.
Mhm.
Fell in love with writing somehow. So I've authored some books, And then this latest product is this podcast with my bestie.
Yes.
So
girl.
here I am. Yeah. It's been a fun ride.
It has been a fun ride. All right. So I will tell a little bit about myself. I am a mom of 2 grown boys. I am hoping that I'll be an empty nester within the next couple of years, but I am still cooking them dinner. I'm like you. I have to have a creative outlet. I love dance. I have a huge passion for gymnastics, which is definitely how we met. I too owned my own business for 12 years. I had my own gymnastics club. I'm fortunate enough now to be able to continue that at a local gym around here. And I get to be an influence and a role model to these young women.
Yeah.
And it's such a great opportunity for me to be
that.
doing something that I love
Yep.
and then make this impact on these young girls.
Yeah. No, I love that.
And you know, I have my 3 fur babies.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
So that's a whole other podcast, but they are my world. And
Yes,
Ruby, Sadie, and Luna. And I also am recently remarried to my amazing husband, Jason, for the past 5 years.
Yeah. Yes. And I am so excited that I've been a part of like a lot of that.
You really have gone
Yeah.
through the thick of it with
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah. I guess I should not leave my children out of this. I do have 3 daughters.
That you do.
They're gonna probably be like, Mom, seriously.
Yes.
Twin daughters that are 34. Holy cow. One of them's married, has my grandbabies, Amelia and Lucy, Alex, and then Holly, my youngest, who's pretty much my mini me. She's trying to become this influencer in the world of TikTok and all things that they do at the 28 years. And I'm, I try to like follow her and do her things. But yeah, and I got my little fur baby, Finny,
Yes,
and
you do.
Sully's with us. Parents in Florida, sister, brother.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, we have so much to talk about just with our relationship
Right.
as women in our 40s and our 50s, like when we
Mhm.
met. And I think it's important for this first episode, not only for the audience to understand, who we are and like why we thought we could just come in here and start speaking, about, these topics and
Yeah.
why they're important, but friendships in this time of life are so important. And I think we both have talked so much about it that there's different stages of friendships
Definitely. Yeah.
from each decade of like 20s, 30s into where we are now. We've realized that we don't need to have 100+ friends, in our contact list.
Right.
I think that it'll be important to talk to our audience and say, hey, if you're struggling with relationships in terms of like, who is my tribe? Right. Like I remember getting into my 50s and I was doing a lot of things and opening up the business, but struggling with some people in my life, some women in my life. And it's like, okay, but some of them carry so much drama. Some of them carry so much
Right.
nonsense.
We are not in high school
And
anymore.
we are not in that
And
high school.
I do not have the energy to deal with cliques and drama and judgment. I just don't have time for that in my life anymore.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk a little bit about how we met and how our friendship evolved.
Oh, absolutely.
because
Yeah.
There's been some really great memories that we've created together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you and I met, it was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And one of our dear friends introduced us, thought we would be good working together. So we became co-coaches at Flips Gymnastics, which was my business for 12 years. And we just had so much fun.
Oh my God. We hit it off. Like
we
literally hit it off. Like there was
Yeah.
just I don't really think we ever fought. I mean, we might've had disagreements about like certain mounts or dismounts or rotations or something silly in the gym.
Right.
But honestly, we were like literally, as we always said, 2 peas in a pod about everything.
Yeah, definitely. We were termed 2 peas in a pod during our coaching years, and we are never afraid to get silly.
Right.
So that's some things we're going to talk about. Let's just start by talking about how silly we look today.
And they're all probably going, wait, why do they have a little, like, why is she in neon and what is happening with the wavy hair?
Madonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
As you know, she's still kicking it, man. She is doing a new album
she's amazing.
and she's got a lot going on.
But so
yes,
because we are Gen Xers celebrating this decade that we love.
Yeah.
we decided to get all dressed up for the occasion. Did
Yeah.
I use enough
You
Aqua Net?
did. You did. And I love the waves. I've got the waves going. I love the
Right.
hoops. I'm a hoop girl. I
Yeah.
love the neon, the gloves. Like
Thanks.
it's, you know, as we talked about in terms of like preparing and trying to describe what our podcast theme was going to be.
Right.
I mean, any woman who's going through this cycle of life, we know they grew up through the 80s and the 90s, and we love that era. And so we are just going to subtly bring it in to the podcast, whether it's going to be
Yeah.
clothing
Yeah.
or maybe
L-
something, maybe a can of Aqua Net here,
Lingo.
or you know, like
Yeah.
something.
Talk
It's just
about
gonna
our
be-
Noxema
Yeah.
washing days.
Oh, that's I've heard.
right?
That was
That
like
was like
that
chemical.
burned. I like it burned in
Yeah.
that. Okay, so we did
Right.
Noxema
But you
to
didn't want
wash
to
our
get a zit,
face.
so
No,
you had to use Noxema before bed.
yeah, but we did Noxema that like burnt me, and then we did Sea Breeze on a cotton ball that burnt me. But then there was no such thing as moisturizer. We just
Yeah.
tried to dry the face out completely because we
Right.
did not want to walk into school the next day with like blackheads and pimples and all
Right.
things. So,
So-
yeah, no, I think you look fantastic.
Thank
You got it going
much.
on.
Do I
You did-
portray like a virgin?
You well,
Okay.
Cari, you've been married twice, honey.
Okay.
And you do
All
have
right.
2
Well,
boys. So, I mean,
yeah. Another show.
that's a
Another
whole other
show.
show. Like a virgin.
All right. And
yeah.
you look very
Do I
80s
I
and
got kind of the rock and roll.
party rock and roll. over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You know, my first marriage was to a rocker. He was in a hair band.
Cool. I
Um,
didn't know that about him.
Yeah, he had hair like down to here. You know, all his guys in the band that stood up in the wedding had like long hair, and all my girls had like short to long hair.
Yeah.
I used to tease the crap out of it, blonde it. I was very much a hair band, you know, Poison, Cinderella, all that.
You
Yeah.
were a groupie.
So I was kind of that groupie,
Right.
leopard skin, everything. But guess what? I am wearing today. Guess what is happening within this outfit?
Oh, I can only imagine. Does it have to do with undergarments?
Yes. I am
Oh.
wearing a real bra.
A real
today.
bra?
I am wearing a.
Finally?
I've got a.
Where's your sports bras?
Well, I did put it on first, and then I
But
looked.
then you decided to dress up for the
Well,
occasion.
because then I looked and I was like, I need some cleavage. for
right.
This,
No,
this little
cleavage is
V
important,
cut
right?
and these double
Yeah, we
A's
have
like
to
needed
lift
a
them
little.
at our age. It's
yeah,
not easy.
Yeah. Remember the water bra? Remember when
No.
Victoria's Secrets came out with the water bra?
Oh,
But it
I-
really wasn't water. There was oil in there because mine
Okay.
burst one time
Oh,
while I
how
was out
embarrassing.
dancing. Yeah, there was
What?
like
that
oil.
would stain your shirt.
It did. But no, I've got the underwire. We've got the girls pushed.
Right.
It's very rare that I am in an actual big girl. Well, I'm not a big girl. I'm just a girl with a bra on. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
figured you'd be happy because I'm not in my
Yeah.
workout attire today.
No,
It was
I'm
rough.
happy.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So
You're a good friend. You're a good supportive bra.
just like a good supportive bra. Yeah, girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, girl. All right. So where should we
right.
go from here?
Where we should go from here? Let's go ahead and tell some interesting stories about our friendship and how it evolved. And
All right. You
so
go
we
first.
so we brought up that we met and decided to work together, and we had many goofy moments along the way. There was never a dull moment. There was a professional moment in our lives where we ended up being at a gymnastics competition with our girls, and there was a separate awards room,
my
if you
God.
remember.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right. And so we had to go to the bathroom. There was some reason we had to leave the competition gym, but we decided to stop.
Yeah.
At the awards room on the way.
Because we both have ADD pretty bad.
Well,
Like
and
squirrel,
we're
squirrel,
both-
squirrel.
We're
and
both
yeah.
attention whores in some ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you more than I. But
This is
But-
true.
right. And we love a good photo op.
We do. We
So
do.
we decided we were going to jump up on first place and put
Yeah.
those medals on and
Oh
take
my
pictures.
God. I remember this
Yeah.
now.
We did not get in trouble.
No,
but
because
it was, yeah.
yeah.
Well, we were.
Well, the
just
director of the meet did walk by a couple
Oh, yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And
But
we
he's
just,
known us since we were kids.
yeah,
so-
yeah.
but-
He was on our side.
Yeah.
But oh my God.
And
we-
people know us.
the funniest thing that I think when I look back on our time in that world is, you know, because we have to work with parents
Mhm.
and the parents, you know, some are fun to work with, most are not always fun to work with, but you and I just giggling, like just giving each other that side eye on the gym floor, knowing like,
Oh,
you know, is that mom really going to cross the boundary line to come say
Yeah.
something to her daughter? Like, if she does,
Right.
I'm literally going to go kick her ass.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and you would.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was either that or you having a total laughing attack during one of our gymnast floor routine. I'm trying to be like, have a serious face and watch this child do her routine while the parents are seeing us like slap happy, where we have one of those fits. Those are the best though. Having those laugh attacks. Talk about friendship moments. That is a big one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh my God. And then we traveled. We had
We
meet
did.
season and all things. So
Right.
what would be your favorite?
Well, my favorite, of course, was when we went to the Gasparilla Classic on St. Pete Beach.
Oh yeah, Florida. That was so much fun.
We had so much fun. And we both decided for the first time ever that we were going to parasail.
Yeah, I'm scared of heights, like ridiculously.
Oh, I learned that day.
You learned.
Yeah,
you learned a lot about me that
Right.
day that I tried to keep internally. So,
Right. Because you don't show vulnerability very, very often.
Right.
So like you always have this strong persona, like I'm never going to get sick. I'm never scared. And so to see your vulnerability, that word's a tough one.
that is rough.
Oh.
Vulnerability. Say it 5 times. Vulnerability. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, but it was endearing. And picture this, we are to the full height on this parasail.
Yeah.
Right. Over, now it's called the Gulf of America, right? But
Is it really? Did we really do that? But that's a whole other conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to have to fact check myself on that. It is?
Is it true?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Fact check.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead, because you're talking about me.
I am. So Mare was very nervous up there and she kept saying little things that made me fully aware of that. And I just kept reassuring her, but she did turn to me and say,
So embarrassing.
if anything were to happen to us, I just want to let you know that I love you.
I looked you right in the eye.
Oh, you
girl,
were
I looked you right in the
serious.
eye. Yes.
Yeah. And I said, thanks, Mare. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so we finished our ride in the sky. And on our descent, she looks at me and says, "You're not going to tell anybody how I acted up there, are you?" You remember?
Yeah, no, I do. I said, please don't tell Steve or my daughter or anybody
Right.
that was with us
Yeah.
that day. I'm like, please don't let him know.
Yeah. But
what
now the
just
world
happened.
knows.
Yes. So, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, it's very
Mare's
much many years removed. So I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with that. Yeah.
Have you been on any roller coasters since then?
No,
Okay.
gosh, no, I am not. No, I'm grounded.
Right.
Grounded. Yes.
Grounded.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that
did
was,
you grow up going to Great America? Now it's called Six Flags, but back then it was.
you know
Great
what? I did, we did all those kind of carnival things and whatever, but I did not do a lot of rides because outside of the fear of heights, even though, which interestingly enough is crazy, right? Because growing up as a kid, I literally had no fear. I mean, I'm the one that was out there trying to outdo the boys, total tomboy.
Yeah.
I would climb the highest, slide. I would get on top of the monkey bars. I would get on top of the big, remember the big gigantic swings?
Yes.
And the very
Fun.
top, I mean, like we're talking maybe 15 feet off the ground, and I would shimmy up it and like let go and jump. Right. So there was no fear in me that way.
Mhm.
But I couldn't do a lot of the carnival and Great America was a waste of money because I get motion sickness.
Yeah.
As you probably know, but no, you wouldn't know because I've been in the passenger seat of your car.
Always. Can we just
And then,
talk? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
So I have a couple passenger seat stories.
Yeah. So should we talk about, let's see,
Okay.
the one where this baby was
Ninja
almost
Finger.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
Ninja Finger, there's a little bit of a backstory to it. So you tell the first part and I will go ahead and follow it up with what happens in the car.
So one of my amazing clients who I was working with for a little while, she got me, she worked at Kohl's and she got me this whole, remember the Ninja blender
Yes.
set? It was like $200 and some and it just had the blender, the shaker, the whole 9 yards. And so it was only a couple of weeks old. I had it sitting out on the counter. But every morning I would go and make my little smoothie. So I had one little bowl and one part of the whole extended thing like on this side of the counter.
Yeah.
Next to it over here in the corner, I had the big dish with the bigger blades. And I don't know if anybody has seen the ninjas, but the blades are, you know, they're blades. They're sharp, right?
That's right.
So let's just keep in mind that this was a blade. It was brand new. It was very sharp. It was sitting in the big bowl, right? And or sitting on top of the bowl. And okay, my nose is running.
Do you need me to do another booger check? Mic check, booger check, sound check.
Why is it running out of control? Like, seriously.
Nick's trying to find the tissue.
Like a moment.
High maintenance side of production.
Like, have you ever had that stupid moment where you're talking to somebody like I am right now, and all of a sudden it just like drips? Like, I don't know.
No, I'm not that lucky. I'm always stuffy. I'm a stuffy person.
Yeah, because you got your neti pot. Okay, anyway, let's collect.
I love my neti pot.
Let's
collect. We need
collect.
to
Regroup.
Okay. So,
Ninja.
Kitchen counter.
Kitchen counter. The big the big blade is sitting on top of this bowl. Meanwhile, it's like 7:00 in the morning. I just came back in between sets. My daughter, Ashley, who at the time was training with me, we were both this wasn't gymnastics in this moment. She was a trainer at a gym, and so was I. So we were training clients boot camp style. So I came home to get my stuff to go off to my other clients. So she is on the couch. Her twin is down the hallway sleeping. Everybody's quiet. So of course I got to come in, rattle, make noise. And my blender is going. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the big blade on top of this bowl, and it's just shaking and it's vibrating, right? Like this. Yeah. And the edge of the counter is right here.
Scary.
So I'm seeing it. And keep in mind, it's a freaking blade, right? Okay. So it's coming, and it's like coming towards me. So I take my finger off the blender, and as this blade is vibrating towards me, I go and catch it, like, just because why not? I'm protecting the blade because it's new, and I didn't want it to fall to the ground. But dingbat, like, it's a blade. And so I caught it, and it came and it sliced through my hand and through this finger. And I was like, oh, what an idiot. Okay, fine, whatever. And I keep going. But then, you know, it was like that delayed reaction of pain that within about 10 seconds, all of a sudden, my entire body just got hot and sweaty, and this pain erupted. So I grabbed my hand. Of course, my kitchen is white at the time, and blood just squirted. It looked like a murder scene in there. So I'm holding my hand. I'm screaming to Ashley. She pops up out of a deep sleep. Oh my God. And she's running around the apartment. Tourniquet. Neither one of us knows how to put a tourniquet together. So then Alex wakes up. She comes down the hallway with a beach towel. Okay. Right. And then Ashley's taking ice cubes out of the freezer and just putting them dead on, right? Like, just dead on. I'm like, no, it's going to hurt. Meanwhile, I look down at this finger and I could see all the way to the bone. So now I'm getting like, I want to pass out. Anyway, short of the long there, she ends up somebody called the paramedics. And then I am sitting so embarrassed in my apartment, and these 4 ultra hot paramedics and firemen walk in
to getting hurt.
They walk in. Of course, Ashley is in the corner in a fetal position, right? Which is funny because she's in the medical world right now. As a career path. So she's in the corner, white as a ghost. And then these guys are like, okay, so what happened? I'm like, my finger's in the kitchen. And like, now I legitimately feel like I cut my finger off. And it's in my whole hand has this big beach towel like wrapped, right?
Right.
And so I see the one firefighter, and he like checks into the kitchen like this, and he's like meaning her fingers attached, like she has it. So anyway, I take this amazing ride to Condell to end up having hand surgery. So I had to have hand surgery on this finger.
And there was a nerve involved too.
There was lots of nerves and tendons. Now,
so you had to be a neurosurgeon, right?
Now, mind you, here's what's funny. It was a Friday. It was prom in Grays Lake where I live.
Okay.
And I had to train with you that night.
I didn't realize how bad it was that day.
But I didn't either. Because when I went to the hospital, I'm like, oh, just suture it up. I had 3 girls' hair and makeup to do for prom.
Yeah.
And then I had to come by you and coach. Yeah. So you know me. So I said, do what you got to do to this.
Never slow down. That's
and the guy's like, well, you're going to come back Wednesday. We have to do hand surgery because we're pretty sure blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, okay, whatever, fine. Roger that. So I somehow did these girls' hair and makeup. I drove to you. We
Mhm.
talked about what happened. I went in that following Wednesday for hand surgery. So then it had to have been probably a couple of months when we started going to the country concerts.
Oh yeah, we had
Right.
bought a package.
So we bought a package.
of like 8 to 10 concerts.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
always
down
had
in
to
Tinley.
drive.
Well, because we were
Yeah.
going to Tinley and I don't drive. You're my
Right.
driver.
No, because you
So-
want to eat your M&Ms and be on your social. Just like you got to pick our sides here, but that's okay.
It's my better side, Karen. You know that.
Okay, yeah. All right. You're okay. That's right.
All right. So then
Sorry.
we get in the truck
So
after stopping
we
at the
do.
store. Okay.
Right. So you had your hands
Mhm. On the window.
on the frame.
Just hanging out like
yeah,
this.
because the window was
Because
cracked.
it was hot outside and
Right.
I just was hanging out with my
Right.
hand on the window like any human being would do in a passenger seat. Yeah.
Well, not any human being. I mean, but okay. For whatever reason, I decide to power up the window.
Yes, you did.
And her hand was stuck. And she's going, ah. And while my finger is still on the button, I'm looking over and going, ah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's getting tighter and
And-
tighter and tighter on this finger that was
sorry.
almost cut off
I
anyway.
am so
And it went
happy
through
you
some
still wanna be
therapy.
friends with me.
I mean, it didn't stop us from going, but like, yeah. So
Yeah.
so remember when you almost cut my finger off? Yeah, that was
I
a good time.
did. Yeah. Between that and my dog biting your left butt cheek when
Yeah.
you came over that one time, I'm
yeah.
surprised that I still have your
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah.
So
No.
you're
yeah.
a very forgiving
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
I really
really.
appreciate that,
Yes,
Mare.
yes. I
But
love
yeah.
getting bit in the ass by your
Yeah.
dog.
Oh, I know.
Luna.
Yeah.
She's a lunatic.
Yeah. Someday we'll have to have a show about our dogs.
Oh, we will. We will have one
The
about
dog
our
life.
furry boys and,
For
and
sure.
girls. All right. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit more about friendship since we want to really, kind of dive into the whole stages and how
Yeah.
we were kind of talking about. I mean, we've kind of discussed a little bit of us, but I think it's
Right.
important for women to understand that there are like seasons for a relationship. There's reasons for the that whole mantra,
For
there's
sure.
a season and a reason and a whole, why people
Mhm,
come
I
into
love
our
that.
lives, which I love. And it's so true. But for me, and I think for you too, because you are a little bit younger, though I do look fantastic.
Me too.
Anyhow, I think that it's important for us to maybe hit on a little bit more before we wrap things up about how we managed relationships in the
Mhm.
20s and 30s. And then I think 40s were probably the most difficult because I think 40s were that moment where we're getting a little bit closer to that menopausal cycle. Emotions are starting to change. We're not
Mhm.
really sure what's happening, which we're going to get into a ton of that. So the audience knows that we're going to
Right.
hit so many symptoms and so many things moving forward. But we just start to lose sight of who we are.
Mhm.
Remember, we talked about that. Like
We
who,
did.
Who are we now going into that stage? Should we have different boundaries? Should we have different standards for how we want to have a female relationship? Right?
There are definitely different standards. I mean,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, we don't have the time, energy,
Yeah.
patience for this
Yeah.
high school drama
Yeah.
that we've all experienced in our teens and 20s during friendships when your circle had to be very big and there was such an insecurity
Yeah.
about, who's going to be hanging out with so and so at a sleepover, whose birthday party, did you get invited to?
Yeah.
Who's calling up the other one on their landline and telling them a secret
Yeah.
and not telling you. So there's an immaturity that goes along with that, plus an insecurity. So like that 40s time of our lives, we're figuring out who we are,
Yeah.
going through our changes, starting to not care anymore
Yeah.
about petty things. We see what's important in life. We have
Yeah.
aging parents. We're not going to sweat the small stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And so I think with that, we also kind of put aside friendships that aren't serving us anymore. I mean, we might still do a check-in on social media, but for the most part, our circle has gotten much smaller
Yeah.
in our 50s.
Yeah. Intimate, small,
Right.
for sure.
Definitely.
And it needs to. I remember when I was 47, I think when I was first opening up my business, and completely in denial of the fact that I was pretty certain I was going through the change. But, you
Mhm.
know, like how you said earlier, me being superwoman, and in my head, like that's my mantra, like, you know, nobody, I'm not going to be vulnerable. I don't want anybody to know that I'm suffering or struggling, right? Not going to ask for help. And I remember there would be moments where I would just get heated out of nowhere, like not physically, that's a whole other symptom, but,
Yeah, it is.
but somebody would say something to set me off. And I'm by nature not a confrontational person, but I had
No.
some clients in the gym and these ladies, and you know, they were kind of cracking maybe conversations or whatever, and I just remember it set me off, and they like looked at me like, what is wrong, right? And I could not rebound back in a positive way, so I had to like let it go. Then I had to apologize for, like, I don't know what just happened, that's not
Mhm.
normally me, right? So I remember I can pinpoint certain times where just the noise of the cattiness and the drama just set me off in that moment. And I honestly don't know what I said, but it was enough to, like, you know, have them be like, oh, you know, like, she's, what's going on? But it then also circled into many nights going, all right, well, I really want true friendships, right? Like women who understand who I am. For me, and I think probably for you too, when you become a business owner, when you start to get that entrepreneurial thing, that spirit, so many people don't understand that. So it makes them uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So I've walked a lot of years in my life making people uncomfortable because of the things that I do, apparently, and the way I go about my life, that they don't know how to manage and handle that and be friends with me on that. And oh, you've changed, and oh, like, oh, now you're all about your work life, now you're all about this, and oh, we can't go out, and oh, guess what, you didn't text me back. Like, well, you just text me 5 minutes ago, Jan. Like,
Poor
like,
Jan.
you can't be pissed that I just didn't get back on it, right?
Right.
To circle here at 58. And you know, I think what's so powerful with you and I, with my girlfriend Lisa, and you've got Christine, and you've got some, you know, some solid women in your life, that we have gone months without talking, like, you know, a check-in with a text, but even sometimes without a text. But I know, and we both know, that when we can get back on the phone or we can head back out, we pick up literally where we left off. Like, I have never gone, oh God, she's such a bitch, she did not, like, why haven't I heard from her? And
Right.
you know, it's like, that's how it is with Lisa. That's how it is with you. I have women friends who live out of state, and it's just important, I think, for women to understand that, you know, you become a little bit more busy, which is not an excuse, but you're catering to a lot of important priorities and things in your life that, you know, I love you, you love me, and I'm going to get to you when life opens up, and I'm not going to be offended. You're not going to be offended. And that's the kind of relationship I look for.
Exactly. Like, if you text me and I don't get back to you for 3 days, you're okay with
that.
I
am.
And it happens.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes.
We either forget, we respond in our head.
Yeah.
I think we typed it, but we didn't.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. No.
But, you know, you've always been that friend that inspires me. And
I did not pay her to say that.
No,
I did not.
But it is true. I mean, there is a very wise quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, and I'll try to say it correctly. I've always loved this. It is, great minds talk about ideas. Average minds talk about events. Small minds talk about people.
Oh, and I see that all the time on social.
Yeah.
And it's so true. It's
so
literally
true.
so true.
I don't want to be on the phone with you while you're bitching about your husband, while you're
have to worry about
that. Right. But you know what I mean.
No, I do.
So it's just going to put me in a negative mindset when I'm already going through my own struggles as a 50-year-old woman, going through the change.
Yeah.
So when I think of you, that would be, you know, your biggest quality and attribute to my life. And I think we've been a mentor to each other back and forth.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Right. So, and I had my business for 12 years. And as you're opening your business and you're sending me marketing materials to edit, and we're bouncing off ideas because we got to deal with the government.
Right.
So, you know, we're like, what's this form I got to fill out for this
Right.
business. But we'll definitely, you would call me if you needed help with something, you know,
Yeah.
and in turn, I would always call you if I was going through a struggle, whether it be work or whether it be, you know, my divorce.
Yeah.
So you're the one I turn to lift me up.
Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Oh, I thought we're supposed to be funny, not sad.
There's gonna be a little sad.
No, just a little sad.
Yeah. No, the same. I mean, you know, honestly, as I was transitioning out of the gymnastic arena into going into becoming, you know, an owner and opening up and doing all things. I mean, I was constantly like, Cari, am I doing this? And, you know, so I looked up to you. I still look up to you. You've supported me, mentored me. And to me, that's how female relationships should be, you know, like that supportive bra that I have on today.
Yes.
So,
That very
well,
bra. Not gonna.
Unfortunately, we got to wrap up this lovely conversation about us and friendship. But
okay,
what are we gonna do?
So
for the
we
next
have
episode?
decided.
Yeah, should we tell them like what's happening on this next?
Do you want to do our WTF moment?
Oh, do we have time for the WTF moment?
Sure.
Okay, we have time. All right. Well, just to let our listeners know, we are going to end each episode with either our WTF moment of the week or our cassette confessions. So this week is WTF moment of the week.
Yeah.
And all things midlife. I want you to picture this. And I've had 2 children vaginally. Okay. So, but we all know things change vaginally. Muscles weaken. Okay, whatever. So I'm in the middle of Jewel and have my grocery list. I'm in the soup aisle. Right. All of a sudden, though, I sneezed.
Yeah.
And what do you think happened next? I literally peed myself.
Yeah.
I literally had a little bit of pee come out.
Yeah.
I
always feel for my ladies
so
that
embarrassed.
Happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
I rebounded well.
Good.
Right. Squeezed, waited, went to the bathroom. I kegled. I need to do more of those so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Because it could turn out much worse. But yeah, that's my what the fuck moment of the week, Mare.
Yeah. So. You know what? I appreciate that because so many of my women clients and friends have gone through it. I fortunately haven't because I had some C-sections.
Right.
So I haven't had that happen really.
Yeah.
But I do.
Do you still do your Kegels?
Hip thrust. I do the hip thrust.
Hip thrust.
Like
okay.
On the machine.
Gotcha.
That counts. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So my WTF, and there's so many of them, but I'm going to go into the whole like brain fog thing because that's a real thing, which when I started to have clients who would tell me about their menopausal conditions, I remember being like such an asshole. Not to them, but I'd be in my head. It's bullshit. Like that's
in your head.
Jan, that's not really happening.
What
I don't even have a client, Jan, but we're just going to pretend that Jan is a client.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Poor Jan.
So, but they would tell me these things and I'm like, that's not true. Like brain fog, like explain that to me. And they couldn't explain it to me. So then it happened to me. And there was one day that I literally got in the car like I normally would. I got down the street, lived in Cari at the time, got down the street, got over to Route 14 and just sat there. I had no clue where I was at in the moment and how I got there to the point where I was trying to think so hard that my brain was hurting. I was like, why am I here? Where am I going? And how the F did I just get right here at the intersection of 3 Oaks and 14, which is, mind you, wasn't far from my house, but I had no clue.
Yeah.
So I made a right. And this happened to me many, many times during that time of my life. And I'm driving down 14 going like 35 miles an hour. So I'm literally pissing everybody off, you know, because I'm driving slow because I don't know what my destination is.
Wow.
And so
honk, honk.
What do you do? I called my mom. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom. She's like, what, Mary? And I'm like, Mom, okay. And I told her what happened. I got to the street and I turned and I have no clue where I'm at. And she, of course, this is this is her answer all the time. Oh, Mary, you've just got so much going on. You just need to settle down. And I'm like, no, Mom, that's not what I want you to say. Like, help me out, throw me a bone. You know, my mom lives nowhere close to me. Right. And I hung up with her to say that I'm not even sure I really realized where I was going. I probably just entered into downtown Crystal Lake and maybe went into a store and something. But to say that is one of my WTF moments. I have
Yeah.
many of them like that because
Mhm.
things would just happen and I don't know like how I
Yeah.
would get there. So
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah,
the
the
WTF.
hormone roller coaster is
Oh my
real,
God,
folks.
yes, but we're so excited for next
So excited.
episode
Yay.
because we're just going to come right out. Like we're just literally
Dishing
going
it.
to dish it because we want you guys to know that I'm not even Italian. There's not an ounce of Italian in me.
I've been to Italy.
I have not been to Italy. We are just going to throw it down because nothing is off the table,
No.
right? We are two peas in a pod. We're two in our midlife. We know that women want to talk about these things. So we do want the audience to drop us emails, whatever, some topics.
Yeah.
But we are going to go into SX
That's right.
Libido
Chronicles.
Yeah. We're going down
You
there.
cannot miss this.
No, we're going down that rabbit
Yes.
hole. We're going down that.
Right. We are going to talk about what our
Talk about the
mothers
bee.
never
Oh,
talked about.
Yeah, no, we're going there. And
Yeah.
it might even like extend into future ones. Well, no, it will.
Well,
it will.
It will
but-
definitely extend.
yeah.
I mean,
so
such a big topic.
it is a big
So,
topic. So
right.
if y'all want to know what Mary and Cari are going to talk about on the Midlife Unhinged with the Libido Chronicles, check in with us.
Yeah.
Right, Joe?
Awesome. That's hey, listen, what a great show. Check them out. They have their own YouTube channel. All the descriptions you're going to need to find these ladies are below. Click those links below. Until next time, guys, Midlife Unhinged.
Let your voice call. Together we rise. We won't let us fall. Unlocking our